At 4:32, breaking news. Another night of protest turned into looting and vandalism in New York City. The city's curfew in effect for another 30 minutes. Another curfew will go into effect tonight. It'll be a little earlier, though. It starts at 8 p.m. and it ends at 5 tomorrow morning. We have team coverage on the unrest. First, though, we'll send it to Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCowan. She's live in Midtown with the overnight developments. Candace.
Yeah, Ken, the mayor was saying there was a kind of a hole between those peaceful protests that happened earlier in the evening and then that 11 o'clock curfew, and that is when we saw much of that looting last night. But right now, during that curfew, a lot of streets are shut down, including right here at 5th and 42nd behind me. You'll see officers all throughout Midtown and several parts of the city right now at this moment, blocking the streets, trying to make sure that only essential travel is being done right now, and they will be here until 5 this morning at least. Now, it was a wild scene on 34th near Macy's Herald Square last night. Dozens of people running down the street with officers chasing after them. A slew of people ending their night in handcuffs. At one point, FDNY had to be called in to put out a trash can fire. Multiple stores were broken into. You can see that they were ransacked and items were taken. At Macy's, the store, it was boarded up ahead of last night, but still, looters were able to gain access to the store. This happening just before curfew hit around 10:30 Monday evening. And just before that curfew, the mayor acknowledging that it had failed to taper down the criminal violence that marred the otherwise peaceful protests of previous nights.
I understand why people are angry. It's years of oppression and racist laws and prison policing.
Yeah, and it was a familiar scene in Soho. Again, overnight, many of those stores boarded up yesterday, but still looters were determined to get inside and leave behind a slew of damage. This was the second night of looting at those high-end stores. Now, back here live again, streets remain closed throughout much of the city. Obviously, for essential workers like myself, it makes it hard to move around to get to work, but they are trying to do the work of keeping all of this under control and trying to make sure that those people who are trying to loot and trying to cause mischief, that they are not out on the street at this time. Obviously, like you said earlier, Ken, this curfew is going to begin at 8 tonight as they try and cut down on some of the destruction and the violence. Live here in Midtown this morning, I'm Candace McCowan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Let's get right over to Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCowan, who is live in Midtown with the very latest in Manhattan. Candace.
Yes, Charlene, we are on 34th Street, just here in Herald Square, and this was one of those hot spots last night for looters. You can see some of the damage that was left behind, not just at the cell phone store, but if you look straight down 34th here, you can see multiple stores that had their stores boarded up, but those boards ripped down, and obviously people were able to get inside. Now, throughout Midtown, I can tell you that officers were closing down many of the streets and areas that were hot spots as that curfew set in at 11, but that left a hole. The mayor saying that looters were busy causing destruction between the time when the peaceful protests wrapped up and before the curfew set in, breaking into stores, even here at Macy's Herald Square, where the store had been boarded up, but they still were able to get access. It was a wild night with officers chasing down the looters, many of them ending the night in handcuffs, and to try and deter damage, there will be another curfew tonight, this time starting at 8 p.m.
The message to the police precincts around the boroughs is very light touch. Only if someone is overtly violating the laws or any reason to engage, and the obvious focus will be on lower Manhattan and on downtown Brooklyn, where we've seen overwhelmingly the only problems with attacks on property.
And last night they saw the damage a lot here in Midtown and the Bronx as well as Soho for its second night. So they're preparing for what could be a sixth night of this madness as they have that curfew that will kick in at 8 tonight. Live here in Midtown, I'm Candace McCowan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Candace, thank you. It is 6:00.